Hi, my name is Mohammad Ahmed Yaqub. Today we are here to present our global perspective presentation. I am going to compare Pakistan and India. Minimum hourly wage of Pakistan is $0.5, which makes up to $150 and which is equivalent to 21,900 PKR. Pakistan has expensive raw material due to less natural resources. According to World Bank, Pakistan FDI in 2017 was $2.815 billion as compared to India had much higher FDI, which was $40 billion in the same year. Pakistan expects to increase in FDI in the future as Middle East and other Eastern and Western countries are investing in Pakistan. One of the biggest projects of Pakistan is CPEC, which is second largest deep sea port. China has invested around $28 billion in Pakistan for future development products. Pakistan has low FDI due to selective justice system, lack of friendly business environment, and poor law and order conditions. Pakistan economy is likely to grow in future as many countries are investing in Pakistan. Recently, Alibaba has invested in Pakistan, where Alibaba bought Daraz, which is an e-commerce website. Daraz will be under leverage of Alibaba leadership and experience. So there are plans to invest $6 billion, of which $3 billion would be for the balance of payment and $3 billion would be for the deferred payments of oil imports. China agrees with the Pakistan to double its imports. Beijing agrees to double the imports with Pakistan, which would be up to $2.2 billion. UAE assures to invest in Pakistan in financial and monetary policy to create businesses in the Pakistan. The cost would be $3 billion in 2019. If any international food chain wants to operate business in Pakistan, the meat should be halal, and a key point to remember is that alcohol beverages and pork meat is banned in Pakistan, whereas English and Urdu is official language of Pakistan. Beef is one of the most favorable food in Pakistan. In India, beef is banned and India is one of the largest exporter of beef. Thank you. Now my friend Sahil will explain about the India and Pakistan comparison about India and Pakistan.
And I'm going to discuss difference between India and Pakistan. Minimum wage. According to 2018 reports, minimum wage in India is $2,670 annually, whereas minimum wage in Pakistan annually is $1,800. Due to abundance of natural resources, raw materials are cheaper in India compared to Pakistan. Foreign direct investment. FDI in India is 14.3 times more than of Pakistan. According to 2018 census report, Singapore contributes $13 million to India, whereas Mauritius contributed $6 billion and USA and Europe combinedly contributed $6.3 billion of foreign direct investment. Recently in 2018, Walmart acquired 77% of Flipkart by investing $16 billion US. Future economical growth programs. Government of India is working on a roadmap to achieve its goal of $100 billion US of investment by 2022. Recently, VMware software company of USA is planning to invest $2 billion by 2022, whereas Kia Motors is planning to invest $2 billion by 2021. Apple high-end iPhone production moving to India is about to create 25,000 jobs by 2020. It is easy for international food companies to operate business in India, as people of India enjoy variety of vegetarian and non-vegetarian foods. There is no compulsory of meat to be halal, whereas in Pakistan, meat should be halal. India, on the second hand, is the largest country with English-speaking people, hence it makes companies easier to operate business, whereas it makes easy for the companies like McDonald's and KFC to open multiple branches where they can recruit more people, which can create more jobs, and based upon their communication skill, their branches works more conveniently. Thank you.
My name is Ambuki and I'll be talking about the business environment of India and in what factors is it better than China. Cost of multinational businesses in any country depends on basic factors like minimum wage, cost of labor, cost of land, labor productivity, and business laws in the country. Buyers are particularly sensitive to prices, and labor represents one of the chief costs of manufacturing goods. When it comes to manufacturing wages, India has one of the lowest in the world. The minimum wage in India is equivalent to 1 USD per hour as compared to 4 USD per hour in China. Thus, it is one of the strongest incentives for manufacturers to set up a shop in India. China, on the other hand, has a problem of rising cost of labor each year. However, productivity is also an equally important factor. India manufacturers lag behind their global peers in production planning, supply chain management, quality, and maintenance. The average worker in India's manufacturing sector is nearly 5 times less productive than his counterpart in China. FDI, which was discouraged by Government of India for many years until recently when Make in India campaign was started by the Prime Minister of India Narendra Modi. This brought an increase of 48% in the FDI, which offers promising increase in manufacturing output in near future. Many companies have begun looking to India for manufacturing. Ford Motor Company, Hyundai, Yamaha Motors all have established one or more plants in the different states of the country. Panasonic announced a partnership last year with Delhi-based Minda Industries and plans to begin manufacturing 2 million car batteries in the year beginning 2018. Clearly, some companies are seeing a competitive edge by relocating their manufacturing to India. There is a lot of scope of different businesses in India in future. This is due to the number of small and big problems in the country. Each problem has a solution, and each solution can be turned into a business. Even the supposedly negative issues in India are opportunities for big businesses to flourish. India was a British colony for many decades, so its British business laws are reflective of those in the European countries. With large industrious population and infinite access to resources, this is the best time for entrepreneurial investments to rise and multiply in India. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Zheng Xinhao, and today I will compare the economic effect between India and China and the difference between the McDonald's in China and India through 4PS and microenvironment factors and its impact on the consumer cost of the multinational fast food industry. For example, the different product in India and China. You can't buy the beef and the pork in the Chinese restaurant and in the Chinese McDonald's, but in India they will not appear in the store just because the problem about the fish. And for the microenvironment, the supplier will because the raw materials selections retractions, and they will affect the store to sell the beef and pork. And for the customer, the selections, consumption, and the product diversity, they will increase. They will make the cost increase just because they have different food meals types, so they can choose more, and this will make the cost increase. And for the competitors it will lead to the price change and competition costs, then initiating the price competition, and the likely future economic development of the China and India. And China and India are the world's largest development countries, and also two of the most popular countries. China is expected to grow to more than 1.4 billion by 2050. And these two countries are home to 37% of the world's population today. China and India are labor abundant and depend on multi-factors. Their export mix are very different. And President Xi Jinping authorized Made in China 2050 plan. It recommended advances in technology, specifically big data and airdropped engineer and clean cars. The China has become a world leader in the solar technology. It's cutting back on export, including cell and cloud production. One way to increase the waste is to energy investment in China's stock market. Is allow the companies to reduce their reliance on debate and really more on selling stock to fund growth. So The China recently installed to connect the program between the mainland exchange and the Hong Kong stock market. Thank you.
Saluja. I am going to talk about overview of business culture of China. This will help us to understand how the MNCs will earn profit by investing as their cheap labor with reduced making cost. The GDP of China increased by 10% per annum, and this progress is making them stronger day by day. Right now, they are second in the world. In today's day and age, if company invest in China, it is definite hit. The nation economy was positioned the second most in the global organization for 2017 to 2019. FDI inflows kept in expanding somewhere in the range of 2016 to 2017 from US dollar 133 billion to 136 billion dollars. The fast improvement of cutting edge segment and the foundation of facilitated free trade zone in China. There are some strong points of China. Cost of labor is 3.5 per hour dollar. China is the largest exporter of the world production, and the manufacturing cost is $27.50 per. The China largest internal market in the world with the 1.3 billion per potential customer. The official language of China is Mandarin, which will be problem if you do business in China. There are some government methods. The government of China is very helpful and it promotes investment in some particular sectors, high technology, production of equipment or new material, service sector, etc. The government plans to limit foreign investment in resources intensive and highly polluting industries. There are some future products of China. Is Made in China 25 announced by the Xi Jinping to improve strength sector like better technology, aircraft engine, solar technology, etc. Use Chinese currency. China is planning to build world largest floating solar power plant, and they also invest more every year in the wind and hydro power plant.